Hello students, Standard 8, Chapter number 8, Comparing Quantities. Now, in this chapter, the comparison is by ratio and by percent. Now, when we use percent, there are so many different uses of it. Till now we learn about the discount, then the price increase, decrease in percent. Then we learn about the taxes, sales tax, VAT, etc. Also we learn about the profit and loss using the percentage. Now the use of that percentage again in the interest, compound interest especially. We know that what is the interest? When we put money in the bank for a certain time period, then bank will give you some extra money along with your principal amount. Or if you, not only in the bank but in the post offices or by some people who are doing that business of lending money to others. So all of them have decided the rate of interest, means either annually or by half yearly, some percentage of the original amount is to be paid in terms of the interest. So interest can be counted by two methods. First is the simple interest and the other is the compound interest. In simple interest, we know that the interest is counted only at the end of the time of the deposit. Means if you put the money for 2 years, then at the end of the 2 years only, the interest is counted and it is added into the principal to get the amount. So that is the simple interest. But generally when you put your money in the bank or you borrow money from bank as a loan, in this situation they don't count interest at the end of the depositing time, but in some of cases they count interest every year, means annually, or some of the institutions like post office, they add the interest every half year, means every 6 months. So what happens in this situation? Suppose you have put your money for 2 years in the bank, then at the end of the 1 year they will find the simple interest, then interest will be added into your principal, and the next year that new principal will be counted and the interest is given on the new principal. It means that in compound interest you get interest of interest also, double interest. So that is known as compound interest, in which the every year the interest is added in the principal, and that amount becomes new principal for the next year, and so on. So when you put the money for simple interest or for compound interest, in compound interest you get more money, in simple interest you get less money, and so on. We know the formula to find the simple interest. Simple interest SI is equal to P multiplied by R multiplied by N divided by 100. P is principal, means whatever amount that we put in the bank or borrow from somebody. R is the rate of interest, and N is the time period, means for how many years the money is deposited. So that is the formula for simple interest. I is equal to P R N upon 100. And if you want to find the total amount at the end of the years or the depositing money time, then amount is equal to principal plus interest. Means A is equal to P plus I. That's the way we find the simple interest. Means if N is equal to 3 years, means you put money for 3 years, then at the end of 3 years only, your interest will be counted. But in compound interest, as I told you, every year your simple interest is counted and it is added in your principal. So for 3 years, then you have to count 3 times. But instead of counting 3 times separately, we can use the formula also to find the compound interest. But in compound interest, when we use the formula, you directly get the amount. That you have to keep in the mind. By the formula, we will find the amount directly. So if you want to find the interest, then after finding amount, you have to subtract the principal from the amount, and then you will get the compound interest. Now here also we have to use different formulas because we have to keep in the mind how they add the interest. Interest is added yearly or half yearly. Sometimes if it is yearly counted, then we have to use this formula. Formula A is equal to P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100, the whole bracket raised to n power. Here as usual, P is equal to the principal, R is rate of interest, and n is the time period for which you put the money. So here directly you will get 2 years or 3 years, whatever is there. Directly you will get the amount at the end of your time period. And then from amount we have to subtract the principal. So compound interest is equal to A minus P. Means from the amount that we get, we have to subtract the principal. So you will get the compound interest. Now if the compound interest is counted half yearly, then what will happen? The rate of interest will be considered as R divided by 2. And therefore, it will be in place of R, we have to write down R upon 200, not 100. Because R will be replaced by R by 2. And 2n in place of n, we have to write down twice of n. Because in 1 year, there are 2 times 6 months. And therefore, we have to put 2n in place of n. So, we have to keep in the mind which formula will be used. If the interest is added yearly, we have to use this formula. A is equal to P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100 power n. And if the interest is added annually, I mean half yearly, means after every 6 months, then we have to use the formula P into bracket 1 plus R upon 200 raised to power 2n. And then also we have to do the same thing to find compound interest. Compound interest is equal to A minus P. Now this formula is not only used to get the compound interest only, but the application of this will be different way also. For example, increase or decrease in population. Suppose a particular year's population is given and then rate of increase will be given. Then after few years, what will be the population? To find that population increase or decrease, we can use the same formula. If it is increasing, you have to put plus here. But if it is decreasing, in place of plus, we just replace minus. Similarly, growth of bacteria. If the rate of growth of a bacteria is given, then after certain time period, we can know what is the growth of that bacteria. So in this situation also we can use this same formula for the compound interest. Similarly, the value of an item, if its price increase or decrease in the intermediate year. So at some values are given, and if the value is either increasing or decreasing in particular years, if the rate of increase decrease is given, then also we have to use the same formula. So it is not necessary that we have to use this formula only for the count of the interest, compound interest, but we can use this formula by different way, like as given here in this example. So that are the applications of this compound interest formula. Let us understand how to find compound interest with an example. The example is find compound interest. CI means compound interest on rupees 12,600 for 2 years at 10% per annum compounded annually. So here you have to find the compound interest for 2 years. So here we will first write down P. Principal is rupees 12,600. What is the rate of interest? R 10%. And what is the N? 2 years. So first we have to write down whatever P, R and N are given. So now we have to use the formula. So now A is equal to P into bracket 1 plus R upon 100 raised to power n. That is equal to 12,600 1 plus, what is the rate? 10. So that is 10 upon 100 raised to 2. So now here you can cancel the zeros. So 12,600. Now we have to take 10 as LCM. So 10 ones are 10 plus 1 square. That is 12,600 into 10 plus 1, 11 upon 10 into 11 upon 10. 2 times because there is square. So now two zeros will be cancelled. So therefore A is equal to 126 multiplied by 11 into 11. So now we have to multiply by the 126 multiply by 121. So now the amount is rupees 15,246. So now that is the amount we get. But we have to find the compound interest. Therefore, compound interest is equal to A minus P. So it is equal to rupees 15,246 minus principal is 12,600, and that is rupees 6 minus 0 6, 4 minus 0 4, 12 minus 6 6, 4 minus 2 2. So rupees 2,646. Therefore, compound interest is equal to rupees 2,646. And as I told you, if the compound interest is compounded annually, not annually but half yearly, then in place of R we have to put R upon 2 and N will be double, because in 2 years there will be 4 times 6 months. So we have to write down 4N for that thing. So here we are going to finish the session. Will be followed by PDF file. And any confusion, write down in the comment section. Thank you very much.